This is Tonya Taria from Freedom at the Crossroads, helping women everywhere look better, feel better without the pressure of OPE. How is everyone doing today? This is a new week. It's time to move forward. It's time to press forward, reclaim, empower, renew. Step up into who you are. Use your voice. Break the silence. Break the wheels and the shackles of other people's expectations. OPE. And today, I just want to talk some more about self-care. What women have dealt with, throughout, history, actually. Because when you look at what women have gone through, the barriers, the hindrances, the upheaval that women have dealt with and navigated historically, we see that women are constantly, even in 2019, navigating the same issues and spaces and, problems. And I'm particularly passionate about women's self-care, our self-care, because I recognize that contrary to what the media has made popular about self-care, just promoting this ridiculous idea in a lot of instances that, it's some kind of new diet, it's some kind of new fad. Oh, self-care means you're vegan. Self-care means that you're skinny. Self-care means that, you're just bubbly and happy and every day of the week. And, you just see all these ridiculous things, especially when you look at social media like Instagram, where you see all these ridiculous quotes about, well-being and, everything is, yoga-esque. And, it's just ridiculous because the reality of the self-care concept is that self-care is ultimately about empowerment. It's ultimately about reclaiming your power, taking ownership of your health and well-being, but taking ownership of your direction in which your life will go. Your who gets to say how you live your life, what you do, what you look like, what you wear. That's you, your voice. You determine your voice. You determine how you express yourself, what you wear, how you speak, what you think. And so when I speak of other people's expectations, I'm talking about the conditioning process that women have been forced to live under, the subjugation women have been forced to live under historically. And even in this 2019, women are still struggling against that, trying to break, those shackles of other people's expectations, the shackles of social cultural conditioning, roles, and strictures and other things that basically have been used to hinder or impede our ability as women to speak for ourselves and own our bodies, own our spaces. And even when I say own our bodies, I'm talking about things like our reproductive health, our sexual health, our mental and emotional and physical well-being. Because let us face it, historically women have been, we have been put into this pot where, women are the nurturers and caregivers. Look at it. Look at the females of various species in the animal kingdom, and this and that. But the reality of this has been used as a way to force women to adhere to certain power constructs. And when I say certain power constructs, I'm talking about the fact that most societies are largely patriarchal. They have some degree of misogyny, large or small, depending on what region of the world you live in. And it's male dominated. That is the reality of the world that we live in. And so women have, in a bid to navigate these spaces and basic survival, women have allowed themselves to be conditioned and dominated by those entities. And that's been to the degree that we have literally sacrificed our lives to this state. And when I see media, I guess this is what, is a real trigger for me as a woman, and as a woman who works in healthcare anyway, is that, it's all a sham. Women are still being fed crap about, what self-care really means, what healthy looks like. And, you see all these, little stereotypes of skinny little girls or women running around doing yoga, all these extreme yoga poses and, eating vegetables and making smoothie bowls. Now, granted, I have nothing against veganism. I love, the concept of veganism. I believe that a largely plant-based diet is the epitome of healthy eating ways of eating. But they completely silence the fact that self-care is about power. And it's about empowering yourself to change your life, change your health, to create the life that you want for yourself, dominion over self. And dominion over self is not just a mental thing. It's not just a spiritual thing. It's not just an emotional thing. It is physical. It manifests physically. It manifests in all areas of your life. So when you have true dominion over self, when you are fully empowered, when you are awakened to the process of true empowerment, true self-care as a woman, you begin to break those toxic ties and chains and OPE. You begin to open your eyes to the fact that, hey, I am worthy. I have a voice. I have the right to speak. I have the right to basic human dignity. And yes, self-care is about basic human dignity, to stand up, to embrace who you are, to speak your truth. Yes, self-care is power. And it's not an accident that the self-care movement came up in the same years as the anti-war movement, the civil rights movement, the women's movement. It's not an accident. But it's so infrequent that you see the notion of self-care linked to empowerment. And that too is not an accident, girls, women. So the next time you see an image in media that's talking about self-care, that's promoting some ridiculous ideal, again, you have images put forth by society, and there are powers behind those images. And those powers behind those images are the same ones that are dictating who has access to power, who doesn't, who has a voice, who doesn't. It is ridiculous in 2019 that women are still fighting for the rights to their own bodies. We're talking about rape culture that is still prevalent in Western society and non-Western societies. All you have to do is open the latest, newspaper about some woman that has been sexually harassed in the workplace, and the burden of truth is on her, not on the perpetrator. So, how do we ignore the importance of self-care in that playing field? And so once again, this is Tonya, your lady from Freedom at the Crossroads, helping everybody look better, helping every woman look better, feel better without the pressure, breaking the chains of OPE. Yes, without the pressure. And again, I leave you on the edge of your seat with just some thoughts to consider. What is holding you back from reclaiming your power in your own life? And when you substitute self-care for empowerment, how do you think about your life? How do you think about how you live? How do you think about how you express yourself? How do you think about the other people in your life? Consider that. Till next time.